final segment of The People Show. Satiar, Shah, and Israel Fehr here on Sportsnet 650. As always, get your thoughts in to our Dunbar Lumber text inbox 650-650. We're still waiting for some bigger moves in the National Hockey League. So myself and Josh, we set the over-under of NHL trades between now and the start of the season. Was it the start of the season or training camp? Start of the season. Okay. Start of the season was 15 because last year there was 14 trades or 15 trades or whatever between the start of after July 1st up until...
And that counts the offer sheets?
No, just like trades.
But that, I guess technically that was a trade.
Well, that was a trade. That was a trade. Yeah, that was a trade. Yeah, the Blues.
The Blues did give up something.
They did.
So that counts.
Right. So
because there was always, there's going to be offer sheets this year.
Yeah, and we haven't seen any.
And they usually don't happen except for last year.
The NHL is like, NHL rumors are like snake oil salesmen, right? Like, and I'm not saying the insiders are, but it's like, it's going to be a big summer. Like Elliot, even on 32 Thoughts, said, I'm never saying big things are happening at the draft ever again. Like it's been retired.
Right.
Until things happen to draft again. Like I'm not going to keep saying that. And now the buzz is something big's going to be happening in the summer.
The most active summer ever.
Yeah, sure. They were promised, like you mentioned about the decentralized draft, we were promised more trades.
Player for player trades everywhere.
More trades than we know what to do with. And we didn't see many.
We got a trade today.
We did. So that's what I was going to get at. So we saw one trade, Isaac Howard for Sam O'Reilly, and we saw another trade today. The Pittsburgh Penguins have acquired Matt Dumba and a second-round pick for a prospect from the Dallas Stars. So the Stars have
his name.
Okay, let me look it up again. Do you know his name? Kochelkov?
Even for me, it's hard.
It's Kochelkov, right?
Sounds right to me.
Okay.
Kochelkov, am I correct? Yeah. I'm not really sure what to make of Kochelkov, but I can guarantee you he's not going to be a superstar.
Kolyachonok,
okay.
He's just Vlad. He's like Vlad Guerrero. He's just Vlad.
So what was interesting for me here was this was the first real salary dump trade we've seen. Like all the other trades, they've actually brought something back. For instance, even Kreider got a return. Evander Kane got a 4th-round draft pick. Even Victor Arvidsson got a 5th or whatever it was back in return for the final year of his contract. Matt Dumba, they have to pay to get off his contract. Now, they got a prospect back. They can sell it as, hey, we got something back in return.
Someone who maybe can play.
Or whatever it is. But this was the first player they had to add something to get rid of the money. And that kind of tells you how far Matt Dumba's fallen. You were making the point earlier about, the whole Matt Dumba, Brock Besser rumors from back in the day. And, I'm not going to lie. There were times when Besser was struggling and Dumba was playing well. I'm like, you know what? It may not be the worst swap. Like right-hand defenseman. Besser was going through a lot of stuff and, now playing at a high level, wanted to get traded. And you're like, well, you could do worse than right-handed defenseman. Well, that would have been a disaster.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny to look back on that, but that's just, we got used to that in the NHL because of the cap, that there were going to be those trades simply for the cap. But now, and also we've lost the team that was interested in doing that in Arizona. Now you've got Utah actually trading for legit NHL players, right? Trading for JJ Peterka, giving up a couple of decent assets to get that done. So there just aren't as many teams interested in that kind of transaction, which was the reason that we kept hearing, well, it's going to be real player for player trades and we're going to see some big ones. And push came to shove and Peterka got traded for 2 guys who probably will play in the NHL next year, Kesselring for sure and Doan maybe, but it's still a guy who wanted out, right? He had made it pretty clear that he was not interested in committing to Buffalo long term.
Yeah.
So it's not even like that was a surprise move or a move that a team really had to go out and make. It was just, this guy wants out. Utah will pay him. He's apparently interested in signing a long-term deal there, and they'll give up a couple of middle of the lineup guys. And in Doan's case, that's kind of projection. He's not that kind of player yet.
No, absolutely not. And I think also looking at where the Stars are now after making this trade, they've already have Maverick Bourque signed to a 1-year deal. They don't really have to sign anybody else. They have 21 out of 23 roster spots filled, and they now have $1.9 million in cap space. So the cap space concerns and the issues that the Dallas Stars had have now been alleviated. And I guess perhaps the fact that they were over the cap probably did not help their leverage, especially after July 1st, and teams have addressed some needs, and that probably made it a bit tougher for them. But yeah, they've now alleviated that concern, and 2 trades down. We'll see if we get to 14 by the start of the season.
Yeah, where's the countdown here in the studio?
I'll leave it for the guys.
Even if you're off this summer, I still want a countdown.
A countdown? All right. Well, you guys can call me when a trade happens. How about that?
Just check in.
I'll
be golfing with iMac.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can answer the phone quickly. Won't go. You can't keep me too long, but I can give you a quick take on it. Okay, trade number 3. Trade number 3.
Good running gag.
How many trades will happen?
How many are the Canucks going to make? What's the over-under on Canucks trades?
So we had the over-under.
Is it 1.5?
It was 1.5, and half has happened. I mean, one has happened because the Evander Kane trade
okay, so
went down.
You're counting that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can't. I mean, that was before that trade happened. We had it set at 1.5, and so we're hoping for one more.
I'd bet on it.
I guess that they made that small trade with Chicago.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if that counts really.
I wouldn't count it. No, roster player.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Evander Kane will play, unless he gets injured again, I guess. He will play for the Canucks this year.
He will. I mean, let's hope, at the very least, that he will. All right. That's on the Canucks and more on the hockey news. We'll get to some more tomorrow. Frank Seravalli had something interesting today, too. He kind of mentioned that in the new CBA, starting next 26-27, so not this upcoming season, but the year after, that there will finally be an exception for CHL players who are under the age of 20. Each team can have one player under the age of 20 who can play in the AHL instead of having to go back to junior if he's not playing on the NHL squad. So there will finally be that player who's too good for the CHL, maybe not quite good enough for the NHL, who can just go to the AHL instead. Each team can have one player. So not this year, but the year afterwards, which creates something interesting for whoever the Canucks may draft next year, but more so for Braden Coots potentially.
Yeah, it is interesting. It's been talked about for a long time, where you have that weird rule where obviously you can play at the NHL at 18, but you can't play in the AHL for a couple more years. And when you have those top prospects, and if it's one per team, then we are, I guess, largely talking about the first round pick. It would be unlikely for it to be someone else, but that is something that has, and I mean, I think this is a direct result of all the stuff we've been seeing with the NCAA.
Yeah.
That's been a total upheaval of the player development system. Where are these players committing to play for when they're 17, 18, 19, 20?
Yeah.
And the AHL, it's always been this dance between the AHL and how that is a league that has valued veterans, and not just because it's a nice thing to do and let these guys like extend their careers, but because teams put a value on it of, hey, like it matters to have some of these older players. We can't just strictly have younger players, but it's also been the dance with the CHL of, hey, like we don't want to take your top players as well. But now when you've got someone like Gavin McKenna going, well, I don't have to stay in the CHL anymore. I'm going to go play at least 1 year, and probably just 1 year, but 1 year at Penn State. Now may as well continue to open the floodgates and then give some of those drafted players an opportunity to play in the AHL if that's what makes the most sense for their development.
Yeah.
Tearing down these walls that have been there for so long. And I've been reading some interesting stories of late when you look at what's happened in the CHL and in the NCAA. Hockey people, and Sat, you're a soccer guy, so you know that often hockey people look down on soccer.
Yes.
And that's not interesting.
Soft. Yeah, divers.
What you see a lot is hockey people saying soccer's development model, and they can't replicate it one for one. They're not having academies, Chelsea and Arsenal players being on their teams since they're 8-9 years old. They can't take it that far, but what they have seen in the European soccer model for player development is just so much more flexibility, the ability to send players to different places. And it's been a conversation in hockey now for a number of years about we need to at least have a system. We're not breaking the system. We're not saying we have to tear down the CHL. Yeah. We're not saying that the NCAA needs to completely change the way that they operate. We still want, obviously it's still good for players to play for the London Knights. It's obviously still good for prospects to play for Boston College or Boston University or the teams in Michigan. But they want to have a little bit more flexibility with where they can put their players and have a little bit more say, right? Like have some more say in terms of the input When you're drafting, we talked about the draft earlier and how part of the problem with the draft as a product for television is that we don't know a lot of these prospects. And the idea is, okay, at this age, you still they're still so early in their development that when you put these restrictions on where they can play, you're just hurting yourself at the end of the day. You are impeding their ability to progress. And it's not like it's going to work for everybody. There's certainly going to be some instances of, I think in the NCAA, for instance, the floodgates are open. Everyone's going to go, we're going to have a super team. And then it
doesn't work that way. Yeah.
People want minutes.
Yeah.
Players need to play, and it might take a while for us to get there. But I just think in the AHL too, because how many times have we heard that conversation of, this guy's playing in the NHL too early. He's not quite ready, but he's way too good for the CHL at this point, and he can't go to the league where it makes sense for him to go. So some players are splitting the difference. They're going to the NCAA, but now they're opening it up and saying, no, actually, like this particular player, and the teams can pick one guy a year, and odds are, like I said, it's going to be one of their top prospects, going to be a first rounder. Put him in that opportunity, and I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm with you. And we'll dive into this a bit more tomorrow as well and look at some possibilities and maybe look back and look at situations where how much certain players would have benefited from this being in place, and also what it kind of tells you long-term a bit more as well. But a real good breakdown there from Izzy on that in the next CBA that begins in 26-27, that every team will have one exception from CHL players under the age of 20 to play in the AHL if a team chooses. Before we get out, we kind of teased it in the previous segment, especially watching Lionel Messi at the age 38 break MLS records. And we saw LeBron James at age 40 do his thing. And we know Sidney Crosby has been incredible. Ovechkin broke the record that we thought was ever going to be broken for goals by Wayne Gretzky. And he had a marvelous season at the age of 40, almost 39 years old. So who is the best quote unquote old athlete in the world right now?
We ran through a few earlier in the show. Messi is the headliner, and he's in this extended golden period at the end of his career. He wins that World Cup, and now it's just kind of everything he does is a coronation.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
He's there too.
I can't go with the Ronaldo.
But he's part of the discussion.
He is in the discussion, but he's not the pick. I think it's probably Sidney Crosby.
Crosby. Okay, so what about Novak Djokovic? 38 years old. If he's playing in the semifinal tomorrow.
Yeah.
How do you define old? What's old?
So, I mean, he's 38. I define old like
late 30s.
38 and older. All these guys, like Crosby's going to be 38.
Yeah.
To me, it's going to be 38 and above. That's how I consider old. You usually retire by age 38. Usually a lot of guys are done 37, 38.
Doyle Bronson.
I'm not going to be triggered by that.
That's bait. That's bait.
But I won't get triggered by it. I know others who would have been, but not me. No, not me. So somebody texted in Todd Bertuzzi, who made a professional return.
Yeah.
Considering how old he is.
He's trying to be Yager.
Yeah, he's Canadian Yager.
The Yager stuff.
Phil Mickelson?
Phil? Is he good? I mean, he's good.
He's
yes,
old.
He's old. But you got to be good. You have to actually be amongst the best still. Novak still is playing in finals and semifinals. LeBron's still super impactful. Ovechkin, again, breaking records. Messi, MLS, I suppose, but still.
Yeah, I wonder if not for that World Cup, if Messi, the MLS thing would have been kind of getting made fun of a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think he just, by winning the World Cup, he just bought himself the rest of his career. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And if he's going to score highlight reel goals and put up these numbers, it's still it is adding to his legacy in a way that I think with Cristiano Ronaldo, it's not.
Yeah.
I know the big Ronaldo fans are still, hey, he's still incredible.
Yeah.
And he's putting up,
look at all the goals.
He's putting up all these goals. It's just not the same, I don't think, at least from a perception point of view.
Is Matt Stafford on the list?
He's 37. I looked it up. I think 37. He's close. I mean, Rodgers would have been the obvious one, but he hasn't shown he's been good in a couple of years. He has to be good again to show it. Somebody texted in. Derek says, how old is Joey Chestnut? Because he's 41. Does that count? Professional food? Is that different? Are you in your prime of your 40s?
It's a physical thing.
You know?
I was like, you know what? There's got to be an old quarterback in the NFL. There really is.
Not anymore.
No, they're all done. Like, Drew Brees is done. Brady's been done. Like, all these guys are done. All the old guys are done.
Is Kirk the other old guy? Yeah, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but he's not. I wouldn't say he's washed.
How old's Kirk? Is
He's
is
like
Kirk
38 or 39.
much older than Russell Wilson?
Yeah, I think so. It's in a couple of years.
Russell Wilson is turning 37
Kirk
in
is
November.
36.
36. Oh, even younger though. Okay, never mind.
That makes me feel incredibly old that Russell Wilson's going to be 37
Wow.
halfway through the
Shouts
NFL
to
season.
Kirk Cousins. He still has a good 3-4 years left in him.
Joe Flacco won comeback player of the year.
All right, yeah, but no, he's not. He's not. He's with the Browns again, so I
Yeah.
have respect for him. But I don't think we consider him one of the best. Minor.
No, he plays for the Browns. That kind of by default set.
You're not wrong. Minor Matt and Abbotsford. Nick Tarnasky. Bang, bang. If you know,
If you saw the video,
If you saw,
then yeah.
if you saw the video,
Yeah.
you know.
A video that felt like a GTA cutscene.
Yeah. Lee in Surrey says, Messi's not playing in a top tier league anymore. Okay, fair enough. Mentions Crosby. He's
Still playing. He's still the man for Argentina.
He is. He is.
It's like almost so. What you would see at high level soccer is guys retiring from international to play for their club. Like at some point, he wasn't going to be the main man for Barcelona anymore.
Yeah.
And so the decision that he's made, he's not retired from international. He still plays for Argentina. He's still, basically a god among men in that country. And he's playing at, I'm not going to say the highest level of soccer, but he's playing at a decent enough level where he's still getting reps and still trying to push himself to win cups at that level while maintaining a level that allows him to try to be competitive for his national team. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a little different. I mean, in the Crosby thing, like when he went into Four Nations, and he definitely banged up that first game that he had where he was incredible. And you're thinking, okay, this guy still has it. And his play tailed off a little bit as the tournament went off, but he clearly wasn't fully healthy either.
For sure.
But what he's done on a team that, unfortunately for him, has been pretty crappy for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Has been, he has not dropped off at all.
Brent
No.
Burns?
No, not good enough. I think if you're doing hockey, it has to be Ovechkin or Crosby.
Yeah. Fair enough. Corey Perry's not there.
Not
Claude
good enough.
Giroux's not there.
Not good. Like, great players, obviously,
Yeah.
but not. Like, you have to be. Is Ovechkin the best goal scorer in the league still? I mean, you can say it's
He's up
Matthews, but there's an argument you can make.
Mm-hmm.
Is Crosby the best two-way center in the league? Probably not. But you
Not
can,
anymore.
But at least
it's
he's
still
in
a
the
conversation.
He's right. I think that's what you have to approximate to be still considered amongst the best. Like Novak, I agree with Tyler and Langley. He says, I mean, good candidates, but Novak and Crosby take the cake. I don't disagree. Especially with tennis at this age. And you know what's happened, I think, with tennis too. Like, I think we've been spoiled because we saw a Roger play late. We saw Rafa play late. We saw now Novak playing late into his 30s, close to 40s. That used to never happen in tennis before.
No.
And these guys have made it the norm.
Well, modern medical science, people take care of themselves.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, like these are pretty incredible feats.
And we saw it with the quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah.
That was super unusual where you had 3-4 guys pushing 40, winning MVPs, going on deep playoff runs.
I was gonna say Kevin Durant, but I was shocked to find out he's only 36.
Yeah, he's
Steph
not old
Curry's
enough.
older than him.
Yeah,
Steph
Steph
Curry's
is
37.
Yeah, Steph's in that category too.
Yeah. I mean, when Steph was healthy last year, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was incredible. It's just too bad he got injured this year. Otherwise, they could have. I mean, I'm not saying they would have beat OKC, but I think they could have made it interesting.
Yeah, I would have loved to see it.
Yeah, would have loved to see it as well. But unfortunately, we did not. And Keith, we did mention Ronaldo a bit earlier, so if you missed it, we mentioned a lot of names.
Yeah, the icons of their generation. It's hats off to them that they're still playing, and there's context, I guess, for all of them, but they're all still playing at a pretty high level. It's quite something to see.
We got two more write-in votes: Scherzer and Tony Hawk. Yeah.
Tony Hawk's the best on Twitter. That's true.
No, he's incredible. All right, but yeah, I mean, as a Lakers fan, I can't even say LeBron, but he's certainly up there. So, I mean, you see when the athleticism he still plays with is pretty remarkable, and the power and strength he still has at his age.
Yeah, I mean, he
nuts.
gets judged on the championship still.
Yeah,
it's
I
just
know,
like
but
we're forgetting that what this guy's doing is not normal.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, great stuff, Izzy. Had a lot of fun as always.
Yeah, thanks, Sat.
Yeah, man. We'll chat again tomorrow. The People Show from 2 to 4 here on the People Show, and as we were discussing things, Dom came out and made a sign. NHL trades so far this summer too. We have a countdown.
I'm here for a month, so I'll make sure this is updated.
Do we get one more trade before I take vacation? I have one more day left. Do we get one more trade by tomorrow, guys? Dom?
So
Costa,
we
no?
need to specify what a NHL trade is, because I went to the sportsnet.ca trade tracker, and there's been 8 since July 1st.
Okay, we'll talk about it more later. Yeah.
Roster players.
Roster players, I think we're talking about. I don't know, whatever it is. We'll figure it out. I mean, ask Josh. He's still working. I won't be here past tomorrow. He's the one who brought it up. I'm just going to pass
Fair
the buck.
enough.
I'm passing the buck on this one. All right. Thanks to Dom. Thanks to Costa. My co-host, Izzy. I'm Sat. We'll be back here tomorrow on the Home Air Canucks, Sportsnet 650.